Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Fatin Afifah binti Muhammad. In conjunction with the 29th Malta International Conference, I would like to present on my research findings entitled The Effectiveness of Multimodal Approach in Helping Pupils Use Possessive Pronouns Correctly. First and foremost, for my research, it began with the problems that appear in the classroom as I observed the behavior of my pupils and also their understanding on certain topics. And this issue came into discussion. I found out that my pupils were unable to use possessive pronouns correctly, and they also had mistakenly used possessive pronouns with adjective pronouns. Okay, so some literature review that supported my problem statement as to use multiple multimodal approach in helping pupils use possessive pronouns correctly is based on the fact that Malaysian curricula are being improved into the implementation of 21st century learning. Teachers are advised to implement digital and technology into teaching to prepare pupils to the shift of 21st century learning. And so, through these changes in education, it has encouraged many teachers to imply different modes into teaching and learning process. Okay, so what is multimodal approach? Okay, multimodal learning in education means teaching concepts using multiple modes. Modes are channels of information or anything that communicates meaning in some way, including pictures, illustration, audio, speech, writing, print, music, and etc. Okay, so I will prove the effectiveness of multimodal approach in teaching, specifically to aid Malaysian primary ESL pupils in using possessive pronouns correctly. This is the normal stages in a lesson plan. Okay, so for my intervention lesson plan, I had decided to plan an intervention lesson plan that includes multiple modes into each stages. For my set induction, I had incorporated the use of sounds to arouse pupils into the lesson, to arouse their attention to the lesson, and also I used pictures, a big one, to introduce the lesson. Next, for presentation, I used the flashcards to explain the meaning and the use of each possessive pronouns, and also I remade a song out of the original song Old MacDonald into a modified version to make the pupils understand the lesson better. Okay, so for the presentation stage, um, the lyrics in the songs incorporates the use of possessive pronouns which are introduced in the flashcards, and all the animals in the lyrics were also introduced in the big picture in the set induction before. Okay, so the important parts here is the lesson is linked as it progresses to the stages. Okay, so the third one, the practice stage, I had asked the pupils to incorporate the use of tools in social media to record a video and present on their understanding on the lesson learned in the previous stage. Okay, so this is one of the examples from the pupils, and this video is shown with the consent from the parents of the pupils.
And Kim had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on day from thee had some cows, moo 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 moo. All the cows are theirs, no one can take them. Lee and Kim had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
You can see here the pupils were actually wearing um, a cow hat, which is an Instagram filter, and they could also make a lot of other insert a lot of other tools into their videos according to their own creativity. This is actually the um, is of using multiple approach into teachings, because your student can get to use their own creativity into the lesson. Okay, next, for the production, I had incorporated the use of a game like quiz on using quizzes.com. Okay, as you can see here, the quiz is more interactive as the pupils could receive immediate feedbacks, and also they are included with musics, so it will be more interesting and attractive to the pupils. Okay, so the intervention lesson is actually flexible. Teachers could utilize their own lesson plan according to the pupils' needs, and also the availability of the gadgets, and also their accessibility to internet. This means that multimodal approach does not limit or fix the incorporation of which modes to use in which stages. As you can see here, these are what I incorporated, but teachers can incorporate their own preferred modes to use in the stages of their lesson planning. And in addition to that, a multimodal approach does not limit the subject or topic to teach, which means that teachers could use multimodal approach to use any subject or any topic. Um, and for my research, I focused on possessive pronouns because I figure out that the peoples are actually very have lack of understanding in that part. Okay, so for the findings of my research, it shows the improvement of results in the pupils test. Okay, so as we can see from the table, the comparison of the results, um, for the pre-intervention test, the mean score is 48.3%, and for the post-intervention test, the result shows 90% um, mean score. So from the analysis of the data, it can be concluded that all the research participants are showing huge improvements in the post-intervention test, which is the test that incorporate the use of intervention lesson. This suggests that the intervention, which is the multimodal approach, is successful in assisting pupils to use possessive pronouns correctly. And not only that, from the interview session, it also supports the improvement of the pupils in the test. Okay, so from the interview, it shows that all six research participants found that the implementation of multimodal approach is fun, and 67% of them found it interesting, and 82% of the participants found it to be attractive. Not only that, um, the pupils also agree that the multimodal approach actually facilitates their understandings, and they agree that the method met their learning style, and also the tools in the lesson makes it more attractive. Okay, so this suggests that the intervention use, such as video, song, quiz, pictures, included elements that the pupils regarded to be fun learning, and at the same time facilitate their understanding on the concept of possessive pronouns. So I believe that this has resulted them to be more focused on the lesson and assist them to understand the rules of possessive pronouns better. That's all from me. Thank you.